Welcome. We're going to work on adding two mixed numbers together. Now, there's always several approaches. Never doubt yourself on these things. But one thing we could do is we could take the whole number 4 and the whole number 9, set them aside, and add them together. So if we had 9 plus 4, we would have 13 whole pieces. That leaves us with this fraction 4/9 and the fraction 1/2 that we need to add together. Now, when we add or subtract fractions, we need our denominators to match. So right now we have 4/9 that we need to add to 1/2. One way to do this, and some people like doing it this way and some people don't, is to say, hey, I need a matching denominator. I'm not sure what that is, but I know if I multiply 9 times 2 together, I get 18. And that 18 will always work. So I'm going to set my fraction 1/2 equal to the denominator 18. And I'm going to set my fraction 4/9 equal to the denominator 18. If we figure out what we multiply to get to 18, we also do the same thing to the top. In this case, we multiplied 9 times 2. So we're going to multiply the bottom by 2 to get our 18. We want to use the same number 2 in the numerator. This makes our fraction that we're multiplying equal to 1. 2 over 2 is equal to 1. So we're going to multiply 4 times 2, just like we did the 9 times 2 to get our 18 down here. We're going to multiply the 4 times 2 and get 8. Now down here, we use the 2 here, the denominator from this bottom fraction, here and here, to equal 1 to get our fraction of 8/18. Well, now we're going to use our 9, this denominator down here, and we're going to multiply 2 times 9 to get our 18. We always use the same number in the numerator as the denominator, so it equals 1, and 9 times 1 equals 9. And now we have our two new fractions to add together. 8/18 plus 9/18. When we add and subtract fractions, when we get matching common denominators, we just slide that denominator over, and we actually do our addition on the numerators. 8 plus 9 equals 17. So don't forget, you had this 13 over here that was your whole numbers, your 4 and 9 added together. So your final answer will be the 13 and the 17/18. Our final answer is 13 and 17/18. Good job. Just did all that work to get 9 and 4/9 added to 9 and 1/2. But did you know we could do this on the calculator as well? We can. This whole number 4 is being added to 4/9, and this whole number 9 is being added to 1/2. Let's give this a try. Okay, I'm going to turn on our calculator and clear it. And then I'm going to go the fraction. So I'm going to actually make this a fraction. I'm going to put 4 over 1 and I'm going to put 9 over 1. So my ultimate goal in the calculator is 4 over 1 added to 4 over 9. And it can give me a new fraction. All right. But look, it's addition. I need common denominators. But the calculator can take care of that for me. And then 9 over 1 added to 1/2. And remember, when we use our calculator, we always want parentheses around those fractions. So let's give this a try. Parentheses, 4 divided by 1, parentheses, which is our first fraction here. We're going to add this to 4 divided by 9, parentheses. And again, we're taking this 4 and 4/9 and turning the mixed number into a fraction. And we go math, enter, enter, and we get the fraction 40 over 9. 40 over 9. So let's do the second one. the 9 1/2 plus 1/2. So now we have parentheses, 9 divided by 1, which is our whole number 9, added to 1/2, parentheses 1 divided by 2, parentheses, and then we go to our math, and we go enter, enter. And so our section fraction equals 19 halves, 19 over 2. And now we can add them together. Let's try it. Parentheses, 40 divided by 9, parentheses, added to, parentheses, 19 divided by 2, parentheses, and remember we click the math button and enter twice. And there's our answer, 251/18. 251/18. Do you remember what we got when we did it earlier? We added our whole numbers, 9 and 4, we got 13, and we got 13/78. Could this be equal? 13 and 17 equal to 13 and 17/18? Well, sure it can, because basically we're trying to figure out how many 18 over 18s we have inside of this fraction. So to do that, we literally take 251 and divide it by 18. We'll actually get the whole number 13 with a decimal left over. And we can take 18 times 13, figure out how much is in 251. So how many 18 pieces are over 18 are in 251? So 251 divided by 18 should give us that 13 and a bunch of decimals. Sure enough, it does. 13.94444 forever. So there's our 13. So if we look at what 18 times 13 is and subtract that from 251, so 18 times 13 equals 234. If we take 251 and minus 231, was it 231? Bring our calculator back up again. Minus 234. Yeah, that wasn't quite right. Then we will know what our numerator is, because we are looking for how many 18ths we have. So we know our denominator is 18. But will we get 17? Let's see. 4 from 11. So 4 plus 6 is 10. We know that. And 1 more is 7. We had to take 1 away from 5, so we put our 4 there. 4 minus 3 is 1. 2 over 2's cancel out. So sure enough, our numerator is 17. There you go. The calculator assisted you a little bit, and you got 2 ways to add mixed numbers.